Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Warhouse Gym. With me is Melanie, also known as Sweet Victory and Melanie, or IG. And we're super stoked to bring you another series with the War Machines. So this segment we're going to start with the Mantis, which is our multi-combo lat and row with the gyroscopic unilateral. So super awesome. You guys probably saw it in our series with the tutorials and our playlist, so definitely check that out. We'll link that playlist in the bottom, as well as this series we're going to be focusing on more advanced training techniques and about 3 exercises per each machine. So you'll be able to stay tuned with that, and Mel's going to help me bring that to you guys so you can see both her and I demonstrating like proper form and technique of how to use each of the War Machines, because they are unique to our location as well as all future locations of the Warhouse Gym. So super exciting. Stay tuned and we'll see you out there. Let's roll. We're gonna go over this awesome machine. One of my favorite designs that I've done, and just revolutionizing how you're able to build symmetry and strength and thickness in your back from top to bottom, inside to out. And so one of the first exercises, Mel, if you'd like to take position of the Mantis and go ahead and show us the proper form and technique of two-handed prone row. All right, there you go, awesome. So as you can see here, she's able to grip in the prone position, get a full stretch, almost feel like you're hanging from it, right? And then she's gonna go ahead and widen up as she's able to move those as wide as she can and flex from the stretch all the way through to her lower back and lower lats and be able to target and activate. Here with the prone position, you can actually grip right here in the prone, kind of like the hammer position versus the overhand or the underhand. I like the prone position, it's very neutral. And so coming in there, come down, sit into the seat, able to adjust to tighten under your legs so you are nice and seated firmly. Bring them together to stretch so you can stretch your scapulas apart. And on arms nice and wide as you pull down. Full squeeze, elbows back. Nice and around your back, and then let it pull you to the inside. That kind of natural range where it oscillates around your shoulder blade. And then squeeze all the way from your middle back to your lower lats. Just super awesome. Crazy activation. Really feel like good balance because you're able to, as you can see here, if you back up a little bit, you can kind of see, check this out. As you can see here, you have the ability to gyroscopically row this thing almost as if you wanted to. You could act like you were swimming. Very, very unique position here. So being able to have this balance of floating with your body, you're able to allow it to stretch you in any sort of imbalance as you lead back with the elbows, keeping the arms out of it, targeting your back only. You're able to hit more muscles in your back completely, as well as find the balance. And I've had a year to play with this thing, so I've been able to really balance out my left and right side. Because as you heard probably before in one of our other videos, from a lifetime of climbing, I had a very, very high tie-in on the left side. And now I'm more symmetrical. Super awesome. It's key.
Alrighty, so what's awesome is I love you doing one-sided row, so I'll go ahead and move this out of the way. And I'll go ahead and put this in at a position so that I can go ahead and pull it all the way in. Being able to actually stretch at the very top versus whenever I'm doing a regular row machine on a different machine, you're just kind of stretching outwards and back. Here I can actually be all the way up top and stretch all the way down versus just being forward and coming back. It feels better for me, honestly.
Just like what she did, I absolutely love the same thing. Being able to have that motion to where you can stretch forward, and then my favorite thing, kind of like what Melanie was saying, and then the ease of how you can just shift to one side, and then we can drift it, so you can literally take your one hand that you're pulling with, and you can cross the center of your body and then all the way out and around. So you're able to change the path so smoothly and pull directly through your back, leading with the elbow and not forcing with your arms or shoulder. Just really awesome. And so that's just a great demonstration there. And then when I want to come up for the next set, I literally can just hold and swing over, sit back down, crossing my body and around. There's nothing like it in the world that can simulate anything near this as far as a back exercise or plate loaded machine. Super badass. I'm telling you, I built it myself. Melanie's gonna show you how this machine is not only one of the only kind in the world, but it's one of the best in the world as far as for back development and strength training for a plate loaded isolateral gyroscopic pull down row combo. And what I mean by that is she's gonna demonstrate right now how this thing, the Mantis, literally converts from a multi-grip, multifunctional isolateral row to a pull down right now. Please.
Perfect. So just like how I moved them out of the way earlier, I'm gonna do the same thing but flip them inside so I can go ahead and grab the pull down. So just like this is out of my way now, and now I actually have this to pull down. Sweet.
And Mel, how tall are you?
5'5".
5'5", and she's 5'5", and the ease of how she could reach up and grab that with weight. And the very dynamic thing about this that she demonstrated is that the secret to the Mantis that makes it work is that with a gyroscope, just like a Segway, if you will, it doesn't really activate until you put the pressure, the weight against gravity in the gyroscope to actually make it work. Same thing with the Mantis. Once it has loaded weight on it, then you can activate it to where it can pivot. And that's when we can change it to that isolateral pull down. And what I really like, just like she was showing, is that awesome stretch, and then I can just pull from one side, or I can stretch and pull from both. I can hold, I can stretch one, pull it down and squeeze both. Create a little bit more of an advanced kind of time under tension technique. And then I start to allow one to gain and then work. So I'm getting partial rep position with a full stretch on the other side until I get about 50%. And this is just gonna be a nice lat burner right here. Really changing the game. Very dynamic, a little bit more advanced, but if you wanna get thick, you wanna get wide, the only way you're gonna do it is right here. We'll build that wide back of yours, 100% right here in the Warhouse.
There's so many different attachments that are out there for being able to have pull downs, but essentially, whenever I do pull downs in any other form of grip, I'm still trying to kind of arch myself back in, but this one allows me to do it naturally. So I'm able to stretch out properly and come into it versus just like forcing the pull down. And I see a lot of individuals will like lean over a pad or kind of bend forward, and here you're just essentially just doing it naturally with your own body, and it just feels great.
Excellent, that's a very good point. Yeah, I think it's a great point. Essentially, the natural ergonomic path of travel from where the seat position is, your body, the handles, and the way the gyroscopic lever is on the fulcrum that brings your range of motion in. Naturally, you just create that excellent like spine flexing movement that people keep searching for with the Godfather bodybuilding pads, the hip thruster pads, the trap protector ones, and like all these things. And then also with the grips being gyroscopic, a lot of people, you'll see them throw like handles over and things like that to try to make more dynamic grip and change it, be able to rotate or something like that and get more of a stretch, when the Mantis literally already is that. It's built in. You can do the different grips from hammer prone, supinated, and pronated. Anyone who doesn't understand that in physiology with bodybuilding, please look it up. Let me know if you have any questions. Definitely in the comments, ask us questions. If you want to see something, a lot of this is super different, but it's essentially the future of what we want to do for strength equipment. And that's why the Warhouse and myself, Melanie, we're going to be changing the industry for the better. And we want to see you guys try this. It'll be awesome. Boom.